All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is NFL Week 12 spread picks. Bear with me. Usually I have my phone standing on a little, against like a deck of cards. I'm on the road right now, and I wasn't going to make a video, but I was like, you know what? Let's do it. It's just going to be probably a lot shorter than usual. So here are the odds, courtesy of Poto, and we should be able to upload it in time if everything, the Wi-Fi here is not the best. But first order of business, how did we do week 11? On the screen, you'll see we went 7-7 with the spreads, which will take, it was kind of just a lot of fucking blowouts. I feel like it was either one possession game or absolute blowout, not much in between. We'll take it. Our bets were 1-0. You know, like I said, we're going to try to, I feel we've been recently trying to just bet anything a week, whether it's a spread, whether it's a teaser, whether it's a player prop. And I was like, let's just take it easy. And while I wasn't gutsy enough to take the Lions or the Texans to cover their spread independently at like -7 and -14, I was like, I really believe they will. I just think those are pretty crazy high numbers. So if you look in the comments, we said take the Lions -6.5, Texans -2.5. That would have, it was -122 odds. So not a crazy bet, but a win's a win. We'll take that. And those were no sweats. Like fucking the Lions won by 40 something. And the Texans, I think, won by like 20-30. So zero sweat. I did have some more bets in my shares league. I picked the Steelers or the Ravens to cover -3.5 against the Steelers. But then I was seeing all on like NFL Live and shit, them talking about how Mike Tomlin and the Ravens and Steelers, like it's always one possession games. The underdog, has a really good record against the spread. Lamar's been ass against the Steelers, so I ended up putting a little share on that, and then just a shit ton of Lions and Texans. So yada yada, you'll see on the screen, like I said, our bet record for this week, and now you'll see the bet slip, like I said, for the bet we placed. And then the second one, it was just a parlay. I didn't comment it. Essentially, I made $10 off the Jake Paul fight from an old coworker, and I was like, I had a single dollar bill as well on top of it. I had $11 left over, so I was like, let me throw a parlay. And to be honest, it was really just player props from like my fantasy football team, which usually I will never ever bet on my team, because if I lose money and they do bad in fantasy football, meaning I would lose money, I'm just double mad. If anything, I would hedge. But because they're on my team and because I know the matchups, I've read the most, and like it's also what I'm most knowledgeable on. So it was like Josh Jacobs rushing yards, Joe Mixon rushing yards, a touchdown for Montgomery, the Dolphins to get a couple field goals, and I think that was it. So you'll see we hit like a plus 480 parlay we'll take. So those are the bets. That was week 11. On to our overall record. We're 83, 79, and 3 for spread, and 15-11 with the bets. Like I said, I don't care too much about the spread, but we'd like to get it, more and more up from 500. And the bets, they're shaping where we want them to be. We're going to keep it going. I don't know, being transparent, how likely it is for me to throw a bet down, because I'm not going to be at Poto, and I know I can online. I'm in Florida, so I might, whatever. You'll see me comment a bet if I place one, but there might not be one this week. But into the spreads, as you can see, we'll refresh it. This is Wednesday night. Well, we're gonna try to zoom through this because this is hard to hold. Steelers at the Browns. Give me the Steelers. I know the Browns offense has been looking decent, but it's because they're heaving it. They're also throwing picks. Now you get a fucking good ass defense. Like Steelers did this. I don't remember who hosted, if it was at Pitt or Baltimore, but they covered against Baltimore. Cleveland's a lot shittier. Give me Pittsburgh. Commanders have not looked great. Their record was really good, but they also played shit. 10.5 is a lot to cover. It's hard for me to believe them covering it, but also Cooper Rush, CeeDee Lamb, and them just look awful. And the Commanders do love to run the ball, and Brian Robinson Jr. is back healthy. You saw what Joe Mixon did against the Cowboys. 10.5 is a fuck ton, but I just can't. 10.5. We're gonna go with it. I just can't see the Cowboys doing anything good. So Commanders -10.5. Lions, Colts, Richardson finally looked good again. I think it was like one of his best completion percentage games last week. But the Lions defense, like Brian Branch, they just got Zadarius Smith now. They've been balling out. Kirby, and still stacking up 30, 40 points a game. So I feel, one, Rich against a better defense is more likely to make a mistake. Two, if he's playing from behind. So give me the Lions -7.5. Chiefs, Panthers. Chiefs are notorious for like not covering, I feel like, and not looking, point differential, not looking like a true juggernaut outside of their record, and the Bills kind of showed that. However, I am going to back them. I feel like they're going to feel like I don't know. It's going to be like a revenge game. Everyone's shitting on them now, talking about the point differential and shit. Even though they didn't look great, like Xavier Worthy, Mahomes, like Worthy just sucks at getting his feet down in bounds. There's multiple plays that we're seeing being called back due to penalty. It's really just the Chiefs O-line. Jawan Taylor gets penalties, and then I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. The left tackle, he's like Hawaiian, and I hope I'm not butchering that. They've been asked, but now you get the Chiefs, and give me bounce back game. Chiefs, they want to get the 1 seed. Bears looked a lot better. Scared my Packers. Just kidding. Never a doubt. Fuck the Bears. Give me the Vikings, though. Kevin O'Connell versus Eberflus is just a huge coaching mismatch. Vikings are -3.5. Dolphins, I don't think 7.5 is kind of a lot. The Patriots actually haven't looked awful. Drake May's been playing well. But I feel the Dolphins haven't even hit their stride offensively yet. They've just been doing enough to win against teams like the Raiders. So I'm going to go Dolphins -7.5. Buccaneers, Giants, it's Tommy DeVito. Baker and them have been taking the Chiefs to overtime and keeping competitive games, just losing them, at least one possession games, though, without Godwin or Evans. Evans is going to be back. I think that'll be huge for them. Bucky Irving, Giants, Bucky Irving's coming in stride. Kate Otten is turning up, and now you get Evans. Give me the Buccaneers -6. Titans, Houston. I'm going to go Texans. Nico was on a snap count, and he was still balling, and he had a 70-yard touchdown taken back, but he still had 60 yards outside of that. Their run game's looking good. Their defense is looking really good. I know it was against a shit team last week with Cooper Rush, but Will Levis is looking better. He's still turnover prone. Give me Texans -8. Broncos, they're honestly looking really fucking good. I really did trust Sean Payton, and I'm kicking myself for not betting on the Broncos in any way, shape, or form of wins or Bo Nix for rookie of the year or something, because they're looking good. Give me Broncos -6. The Raiders' offense isn't great, and now you're going against a team, and their defense is bad too. So I think it should be easy for the Broncos to score at least 20 something. I don't know if the Raiders even put up that much. Cardinals Seahawks is tough. Cardinals have kind of been on a hot streak, and now they're coming out of the bye. Seahawks, though, are looking like they're finally fucking using JSN, even with Metcalf back, which is scary. Then they got Kenny Walker. Their defense is the defense has actually been really ass. I'm going to go Cardinals. I just feel like their defense has been trending up where the Seahawks has been trending down. I just think offensively they're both talented, but coming out of the bye I think always helps. So especially when you have Marvin Harrison, who's a rookie, stuff like that's always big. So give me the Cardinals. 49ers, Packers, this one's tough. Jordan Love's super turnover prone, but last week he looked decent. He has some of these plays that's just Brett Favre-esque, where it's just you shouldn't make that throw, but he does, and it's fine. And 49ers just are not looking that good. Defensively, they're looking a mess. Bozo was hurt. I'm assuming he's going to be back. I haven't looked into that, but I'm going to back the Pack at home. They had a scare against the Bears. Hopefully they relock in. Eagles, Rams. The Rams have been looking good, but they run through Puka and Kupp, and now you get Quinyon Mitchell, who's been locking people up. Cooper DeJean's been looking good. Just the Eagles' defense, Vic Fangio has been in his fucking bag, as the kids say, the last 4 or 5 games. So give me the Eagles -3. Ravens, Chargers. The Chargers' defense didn't look great. Granted, it was against Joe and Jamar, and they pulled it out, which is, when you think the Ravens were in a shootout with the Bengals, and I'm trying to do football math. Long story short, I'm not just saying this as a Derrick Henry fantasy owner because he's been playing fine. I don't really need him to get more points. But it's the games, it was before this week, it was in games where they had won, Henry was averaging 21 touches and he was averaging 14 point something in losses. They just get away from the run way too soon. They'll have they'll be down 3 points or 7 points, even if it's second, third quarter, a lot of time left, and they just start going away from it. And no offense, I think that's where you go wrong. If you have a long drive with Henry beating up on a defense, they're tired, the offense gets out of a groove. I don't know. I'm going to go the Ravens because, one, bounce back factor, two, the Chargers, what they're really good at is offensive line, getting yards before contact and running the ball. Ravens defense, the one thing they're good at is stopping the run. And then we saw the Chargers defense actually look liable to, a high scoring offense, which is what the Ravens is. So I feel better about the Ravens. So one last time all the way through. Let me hold this. And like I said, I apologize. My quality is never good in these videos, but hopefully it's not too bad. So Steelers minus 3.5, Commanders minus 10.5, Lions minus 7.5, Chiefs minus 11. Holy fucking favorites. Vikings minus 3.5, Dolphins minus 7.5, Tampa minus 6, Texans minus 8, Denver minus 6, Cardinals plus half a point. We got one underdog. Green Bay minus 2, Philly minus 3, Ravens minus 2.5. We will see how it goes. I will comment if there's any bets, but that's all I got for now. Cheers.